Hello and welcome back to Berserker, and we're going to be attempting to take back Resource Castle here. Obviously there's only 95 units in the garrison, so it's not really going to be that difficult, but it is one of those cases where you kind of can't really auto-resolve in a siege unless you've taken down their walls, or unless you have spent the time in creating some siege towers and maybe a battering ram or so, but obviously I don't really want to do that. I'd like to just get in there, finish it up real fast. If I were to use super fast mode right now, I'd probably be able to get these guys out of the way super quickly, but in the grand scheme of things, I actually want to have some fun, so that's kind of also a reason. Anyway, I did manage to catch up with one of my companions, one of my parties, and he was running around with around 90 units or so. And I basically just, borrowed, quote unquote, a bunch of his units, a bunch of his newly acquired recruits, and that has expanded my army size dramatically. I was able to take about 60 units from him, and now he's running around with, well, not many at all, unfortunately. So let's just hope that he doesn't get killed as a result of my greed, because let's face it, I really do want as many units as I can get my hands on, especially bear type units. Any single time I can find some of those, I will try and get them to join my army, because they are just so good. I mean, we like them so much, and they look great. They're fun to play with, fun to watch in action and everything. And yeah, that's generally what I'm going to try and do every single time I see one of my parties. Just going to take any bear units that they have available. I did leave him with some bear units, don't worry about that, because obviously we do need to leave him with some that can actually defend himself with, but yeah, that is generally what happened in my off-screen time. Obviously not too much, because in general I would like to show you as many of the sieges and battles as I possibly can. Oh, hello there. A lot of units coming in. Using a one-handed here, mainly because I think I'm probably going to be creating a one-handed axe. One-handed axe is probably going to be created relatively soon, and we also want to try and unlock some additional axe parts as well. And I know I've said that multiple times before, but I just haven't had the ability to do so. I'm looking at my inventory when I go into the smithy, and I think to myself, wow, I really have nothing. There's nothing that I can do to unlock additional parts. So I'm either going to have to find additional weapons that I'll be able to smelt down, ones that are much more uncommon for us to find. But yeah, most of the time it's very difficult. So we'll see what we can do about that. But there you go. Most of my people have leveled up. Let's actually get them leveled up before we go through to the next screen, because obviously then we're going to gain a lot of experience from donating. And there we go. That is what we're going to do. Show mercy right here, and we'll do the improved garrison thing, of course, and hopefully that will go quite nicely. Let's do 250 once again. Let's do tier 4. Sounds pretty good to me. And let's just... there we go. They even have the reserves still in there, hilariously enough. Yeah, because the enemy basically had no time to do anything whatsoever with the castle itself. So even if they were able to take the money out or just waste it, basically, they would be unable to do that. Oh, look at that! Okay, fantastic. I think I'm actually going to be saying yes to this, so that we are now no longer at war against an Northern Empire. Or I already sold a whole bunch of their prisoners to the ransom broker. So even now, it's fine. It's perfectly fine for us to make peace with us, because then I can now focus on the Southern Empire. And as you can see, the Southern Empire is starting to sort of creep in a little bit. They're starting to do some rather unsavory strategies by taking Thorios Castle, but do bear in mind that obviously Thorios Castle was one of those places that I didn't really have a great time with. Oh, hello! Look at that! They have some very small parties with them right now. Okay, this is looking pretty nice. Let's ransom our prisoners right here. Abalytos has an insane garrison, as you can also see, so that's pretty nice. And I'm going to see what I can do about this, because what I'd like to do is I would like to take a bunch of high-tier units and give those to Germanus, because we've obviously just gotten him back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take as many units as I can get my hands on that are tier 4 or above. And then we're just going to give them to him. And I know I'm over my limit at the moment, but that is on purpose. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go and create that party with him. He actually does have gear, by the way, as you can see from his portrait there. He does have gear, so you don't need to worry about my companions not being outfitted or anything like that. And don't worry, any additional units that I happen to gain, any additional, companions or whatever, I will be giving them some gear. Generally, I don't really think it's necessary to do that. But a lot of people seem to think that that was a good idea, so, hey, why not? I'll do that in future. And we'll see if that improves their prowess in combat, shall we say. Because in the grand scheme of things, they usually will not be that much more effective, dependent on their own combat ability, shall we say. And it more depends on what kind of units they have in their armies. So that's usually what I try to do. I usually try to give them some good units, like, Berserkers, for example. I usually try to give them a good amount of those in my specific case right here. And as you can see, look at him. He's already gotten a almost maxed out army, I believe, and he's gotten a bunch of recruits already, super fast. And he has a combat strength of 135, which is pretty decent. Now, I'm actually hoping that some of these armies are going to come out. Ah, hello there. Okay, yeah, so I'm thinking we'll probably be able to take these guys on. Let's take a look at what they currently have. As you can see, they have a lot of wounded already. They do have some high-tier units. They do have some elite cataphracts, for example. And see, now here's the thing. Look at the combat strength difference. Jathia's army seems to be much stronger, but with less units. So I really don't want to be fighting them. I would much prefer to fight someone else. Ah, the courier arrives from Ulios, and they hold Farok and are demanding 7,800 in ransom. I will say yes to that and free him, and then we will go into this fight, and we'll try it out. We'll try and see whether we can achieve victory here. But this is going to be one of those times where we really do need to achieve victory. If I fail here, that is it. That is it. And we will have to retreat pretty hard back into our own territory and try to recuperate our forces. And bear in mind that obviously recuperating custom units, that's going to be quite difficult, because improved garrison doesn't seem to recruit my custom units, and it only seems to recruit the native units of the game. So in other words, Imperials and Battanians and so on. And so as a result of that, it is going to make it much more difficult for me to recuperate my army in a short space of time. But that's just going to improve the difficulty then, isn't it? Yes, it's just going to improve the difficulty of the game itself, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to make these guys go into a loose formation. As I've said before, I personally think that the loose formation for the infantry is one of the best things you can do for a variety of reasons, especially considering our infantry is mostly comprised of skirmishers and thrown weapon users and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to put my cavalry on auto-delegate because, well, there's only 4 of them, so I don't really want to spend any additional time or waste time for them by ordering them around to do random stuff. So we're just going to let them do whatever they want. I really wish I had a longer axe, Someone actually mentioned in the comments that I should probably make a larger axe, a lengthier one to use against cavalry. And yeah, I agree on that. I think that might be a nice idea. But it is going to be more difficult for me to utilize something like that against infantry in close quarter situations, and obviously that's where I'm primarily going to use it. I mean, obviously at the moment I'm using it against cavalry. Maybe I could switch out the weapons, maybe I could switch out the weapons or something like that. Because then I could have a long-ish axe for cavalry-based battles like this. And, then I could switch to the other axe for sieges and stuff like that. That might make sense. Anyway, hello there. Yeah. What I am mostly scared of, by the way, you may think, oh, your character's really powerful right now, right? Well, yeah, I mean, my character is quite strong in comparison to what you would expect, because he has 293 HP. And that is, in my opinion, mostly due, not even to the mod, by the way, not even to the HP scaling mod, but that is mostly due to the athletics perk. Yes, the athletics perk that we managed to get at the maximum level athletics. But now here's the thing. Yes, my character might be quite strong, but I'm actually still scared of these units that are running around with one-handed swords on horseback. Those are the ones that I have an extremely difficult time defending against. And that is mostly due to the fact that they really are very unpredictable in the angle of attack that they are going to utilize, in comparison to spear users, for example. So polearms and lancers and so on and so forth, I'm not too bad with defending against those guys. But defending against guys on a horseback when they have a one-handed sword, it's very difficult, because usually I'm not entirely sure which way to defend in that case. And they seem to be able to switch on a dime what they want to do in a split second. And it's very difficult for me to react in that short space of time. So yeah, that's also, that's kind of the reason why I'm thinking, hey, you know what, maybe we should get some kind of anti-cavalry weapon that is going to give me a little bit of extra breathing room and might not require me to go so close to enemies. But I mean, I like this axe quite a bit because it's just so fast. I mean, look at how fast I'm able to swing it and everything. It's pretty fun to use. Unfortunately, this shield, there we go. That shield was taking an absolute battering, wasn't it? Well, we took him down. Yes, that was a rather lengthy pursuit, wasn't it? Anyway, let's just super speed it for the last little bit. And there you go. Very nice indeed. Look at that. We don't seem to be able to get more renown than 127 for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but apparently that is our cap. That is the cap as to what we can actually earn from these battles. Anyway, I'm going to be taking absolutely every single person prisoner. Wow, there's a huge amount there, actually. Pretty crazy amounts of units. And 63 troops we were able to level up to, which is absolutely fantastic. Now what we can do is 41... What? 41,000 experience is going to be distributed to all of our troops, thanks to that donation perk. That is absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, someone actually did mention in the comments that you wanted to know where the donation experience comes from. It's actually not a mod. I think you mentioned that you thought it was a mod. It's not that. It is a perk in the... Is it leadership? No. I think it's steward skill, actually. I think it might be steward skill, so let's actually just take a quick look. Yeah, there we go, there we go. There it is. Discarded armor can be donated to troops for increased experience. That is the donation thing. It's not a mod or anything like that. It is a steward skill, and I believe there's also another steward skill which also applies to weapons, so you can even get more experience if you want to discard your weapons at the same time for increased experience. So there's that. Hopefully you're watching up until this point so that you see exactly what I've just shown you. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we're just going to pay 7,500 to free someone. Wait a minute. No, they gave us money, right? Yes, they gave us money. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. Oh well, never mind. I can sell these for 97,000 if I want to, but you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm actually going to be placing them in the dungeon here, and I'm going to sell the rest. I want to try and eliminate the Southern Empire. That's the next goal that we currently have. Niasen, what are you doing, sir? Why are you just standing there? I have no idea what he's doing, but yes. I'm going to make him into a party in just a second as well. Okay, so one thing we should definitely do What is that? Oh yeah, there we go. Sell our prisoners. Sell our prisoners, there we go. Another 3 skill points in roguery. And let's actually just take a quick look at Niasen. Does he actually have good gear? Because I'm thinking he doesn't have good gear on even. So it would probably be a good idea for me to take a look at it. Oh no, he's actually wearing some good gear. As you can see right there. He's wearing some pretty decent stuff. So we don't really need to worry about him at all. I should probably give him a warhorse though, as you can see. There we go, there's a warhorse. And we should probably give him a better piece of horse armor as well. That's probably going to make a good deal of sense. And can we give him a polearm of some kind? Oh yeah, we have a bunch of crafted two-handed swords, don't we? I can sell this for a massive amount of cash, as you can see right there, but I haven't sold any of them just yet. They were the ones that we created to level up Smithy in a previous episode. Anyway, let's take a look here. Long infantry spear, something like that maybe? I'd like something that can be couched, because that's going to make him much, much more deadly than if I were to just give him some random thing. So I'm thinking we'll probably give him this one. There we go. That sounds good to me. Alright, so let's make him into a party now, and hopefully he's not going to be, shall we say, a little bit stupid this time. Hopefully he's not going to be that. And we're going to give him a couple of berserkers, like I said, that I do. And we're going to give him... should we give him 20, 25? Maybe we'll give him a couple more. Let's give him 30 of those. And then he can just go off and do whatever he wants to do. There we go. Alright, fantastic. So, Thorios Castle has 91 units inside. I'm actually thinking that we will just retreat back to Abalytos for the moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rest up for a little bit of time, because my HP is quite low, and I would like to be able to survive the next siege, if at all possible. Unica Castle has come under siege. Is that mine? No, that is not mine. Okay, that's fantastic. Is it? No. Okay, great. Alright, let's take Thorios Castle then, and then we will head on to one of the other castles, and then we will attempt to expand as much as we possibly can towards the Southern Empire. The Western Empire has formed an alliance with Vlandia. It seems like Vlandia is really making inroads in regards to... Wow, that was cool. In regards to a lot of diplomacy and diplomatic measures that they seem to be taking. Anyway, Pegarios of the Southern Empire has been taken prisoner by Isilcred the Grizzled. Very nice to see that. That was extremely surprising to me to see something like that. But there you go. He actually was able to do something like that. Anyway, there's an army that's coming at us right now from the right side there. But we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. They only have about 200 units in numbers, so should be not too harsh. I'm going to speed things up so I can rush over there. Boom! There you go. We made it. We made it. Yeah, that was very quick, wasn't it? All right. Let me see if shut. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I fell off, but that's actually not even that bad, is it? Is it that bad? No, I don't think so. This is actually giving me another opportunity to come at the opponent from a completely uncommon angle, shall we say. If I could actually not lose my breath while speaking, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's see if I can... Ooh, this is dangerous. Hello there. Oh yeah, this is real dangerous. I'm not entirely sure if I can even do this, to be honest. There's a lot of elites here too. They're running. You see that? They're actually running away from me. I can't believe it. They had the numbers advantage and everything, and look at that. They're all running away. I guess they're just trying to make us go into the last stand situation where we have to go into the keep of the castle itself and try and eliminate them from there. But yeah. Oh well, never mind. I don't really mind doing that. I think that's quite fun. So why not? Oh, I love that ability to knock people down with a two-handed attack. It is so incredibly useful to be able to crowd control your opponent so dramatically. It's literally like a what? 5-second stun or something like that? It basically is a 5-second stun because they're knocked down And then it takes them at least 2-3 seconds to get up. And so 1 second on either side of that. 5 seconds stun, 6 seconds maybe. Pretty crazy. Oh, it seems like they have not retreated. Aha. Oh, okay. Seems like they did not retreat back to the castle keep. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I actually wonder what the requirements for that are, because it seems to me like some of the time it will happen and other times it will not. So kind of strange. Okay. Well, let's just show mercy right here. And once again, we will just sort out our wonderful recruiting. And let's just go for 250 once again. There we go. And there we are. All right, not too bad. And obviously they have not done anything here about all this construction. So let's see what I can do about that. There we have it. Fantastic. All right. So that's going to be done. As you can see, Satros is coming in. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe... Oh, well, he's apparently just wanting to run away super hard. So, yeah, he is indeed wanting to probably try and reinforce Cestadime Castle. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to do that. And I don't blame him, to be honest. It's probably a good idea for him to do something like that anyway. And we should probably go into the smithy real fast, too. Because what we want to do is we want to smelt down some axes at least... Anything? Any new parts? Any new parts here? No? There's one. Yep. A little bit here. Maybe if I create... someone actually mentioned that maybe it would be a good idea to create an axe. And then smelt that down. Because maybe it's going to give us some parts. But I have done that in the past and it hasn't really made any difference. So we can try it, but I don't know whether it's going to work. So let's have a look. We've got a bunch of orders here as well. Ah, look at that. There is actually an order. Wow. What? Look at that. 137. What? 137,000 gold for a two-handed polearm. Okay. Let's try it, shall we? Let's try and see whether we can make this work. Okay, it should have swing damage. Do I even have something that can give us swing damage? Yeah, this thing. That's really bad, though, isn't it? Wait a minute. Swing... They need this thing to have 199 damage. That is absolutely impossible. Unless you're making a glaive or something. I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's even possible to get a two-handed polearm that even has that ability. Look at this. It needs a swing cutting damage of 199. I think that's impossible. I think that is actually impossible for me to do something like that. Because look at this. If I... Oh, well, actually, it's not impossible. But I need these parts. Yeah. This part right here, this would give me the ability to make it, but I unfortunately do not have that. So, it is basically impossible for me to make something like it, which is... actually kind of sad, to be honest, but okay. I guess I'm just gonna make it as good as I possibly can. And there we go. We fulfill that. It doesn't have good thrusting damage either, so we're gonna have to do something about that. Or maybe I should just make it. Maybe I should just make it, and that will have to be that, I guess. I mean, there's not much more I can do about this, you know? Yep. What did I get? Are you serious? You're literally giving me 900... Okay, I guess I don't blame them. I mean, the swing blunt damage. I mean, they wanted blunt? They wanted blunt damage? That makes no sense whatsoever, because none of these things actually provide that kind of attachment. They are all I mean, this is blunt damage, this is blunt damage, and that's it. Everything else is piercing or slashing, as far as I can tell. Yeah. As you can see, this is swing cutting damage. So even if I wanted to do that, they would need swing blunt damage, which is super rare. Very, very strange that they would want that. And there's another two-handed sword there that I would be able to do. There's a two-handed axe there as well, but yeah. Alright, well, whatever the case, let's go over to the not one-handed. Let's go over to the two-handed sword. Oh, wait, two-handed axes? Where are those? There we go. There they are. Yeah, so as you can see, I don't have anything else. So if I make this and this, that's it. Those are the only options I have. Very, very good, isn't it? Yes, very, very good. Okay, so I made that. Oh, it actually gave it was a masterwork. Yes, it actually gave us a masterwork piece. Okay, so I'm going to call it something. I'm going to call it something. Yep. There we go. Fantastic. Something has been added to Bruce's inventory, but what? That is the question that many, many of our descendants will ask time and time again in the annals of history. Oh yes, it is fantastic. Okay, yeah, alright. Enough of that. Okay, so there's something. And is it actually better than what I was using? No, this is absolutely terrible. I mean, I think it's terrible. Wait a minute. If I use it as a two-handed... No, it's still pretty awful, as you can see right there. The only thing that's better with it is handling and swing speed, and I don't really care about that too much. And it would make us a lot less... It would give us a lot less reach, and it would give us a massive amount less swing damage. But you can use it as a one-handed if you want to, so that is obviously something to bear in mind. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, that's not really going to do very well. But the main reason why we made it is to potentially smelt it down. So let's see if I can find something and then smelt that down. Where is it? Yeah, this is the problem with having so much stuff in your inventory. Is it right at the bottom? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So as you can see, I'm not going to be able to smelt this, unfortunately. It's not going to give me anything at all, as you can quite clearly tell. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Next time we're going to launch more attacks against the Southern Empire. It seems like Poros is actually under siege right now, so we might want to go and see what's going on with that. Maybe there's going to be someone else that we can declare war against, or maybe the Southern Empire is going to see fit to make peace with us. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.